Hi, my name is Don from Queen's Park Solicitors. I would like to discuss to you how I managed to win a case of a detained Filipino who was arrested for overstaying in the United Kingdom. And these are the reasons why the Home Office was trying to detain our kababayan. One of the reasons for the Home Office Secretary of the State to be against or opposing the immigration bail. Yung bail kasi yung paglaya. So ito yung mga dahilan bakit sila ayaw nilang palayaan ng mga Pilipino o yung mga nakakulong. I received the reasons for opposing bail. And number one, the Home Office was saying that the the applicant submitted a human rights claim in the United Kingdom, and this is currently under consideration. And the Home Office was saying that if the application is refused, the removal, or yung also known as deportation, can take place. And I said to the Home Office, why? One of my reasonings there, I said to the Home Office in court, when an application for a human rights claim is made, what normally happens is the applicant is being given an opportunity to challenge or lodge an appeal. Just because, I said to the judge, just because a human rights application is refused doesn't mean the applicant can go straight to the airport to be deported. There are legal remedies that must be exhausted before a person is removed from the United Kingdom. This is in the interest of justice and fairness. And I said to the judge, what the Home Office was saying is wrong. It's a fallacy for them to just say, oh, after the application is refused, a person can be definitely deported without due process of law. That is wrong. And the judge said, I agree with you, Mr. Magsino. So I won 1 point. The second point, which I have made, the Home Office was saying that it is said that the removal or the deportation is imminent. When you say imminent, it means that there's nothing that stops in the way of the police to remove our kababayan. And I said, why did you say? I said to the Home Office, to the in the front of the judge, of course, during our pleadings. I said, how can you say it's imminent? There's no date. You gave me something, a removal direction without a date. You cannot just remove a person indefinitely. By law, you should give a date. And I said to the judge, Your Honor, there's no date yet. So the removal cannot be said to be imminent when there's no date. And the judge said, I agree with you, Mr. Magsino. So I've got 2 points already. And then the third one, it says the Home Office was saying that the Filipino was arrested during the marriage interview, which took place because they suspect that the Filipina was getting married in the UK while she is an overstayer. And they suspect that the relationship is not genuine, it's a fake, it's a sham. And I said to the judge, I said to the Home Office, I don't understand why the Home Office, the enforcement, was saying that my client's relationship is a sham or it's a fake, when we have proof. We have a proof from the government, and I showed them a piece of paper which came from the government, which said that that they can get married. It is quite ironic. I said to the judge that they have a proof. I showed them a page. I showed them a page like this, And it shows it is from the Home Office, which says the letter is to notify you under Section 50 of the Immigration Act 2014 that the Secretary of State has decided you and your fiancé have complied with the investigation. This means that the registration officer or the immigration officer is satisfied that there's no legal reason why you cannot get married. In paraphrase, I said to the judge, why is this Home Office was saying to be exactly in contrary to what the Home Office investigative officer said on the letter, that they are satisfied that they can get married. And then after getting this letter, on the same hour, she was arrested because there was a suspicion of fraud. I said to the judge, this is wrong. You cannot write something and then you do something different. I said to the judge, sir, you have to release my client. My client is unlawfully arrested. My client is unlawfully detained. And for that reason, it is said on the presidential guidance, bail guidance, the immigration authorities will have to show that the reasons for detention remain connected to the pending investigation and removal or deportation. If the immigration authorities cannot demonstrate this connection, the court, under the law, must and should grant bail or release my client. And sir, I'm asking you, I said to the judge, I'm asking you, sir, to comply with this directive of our government, and you don't have the power not to release my client because my client is unlawfully detained. The Home Office was again saying, oh, by the way, Your Honor, Judge, this Filipina is an overstayer. And she came to this country just to find a man to marry. And I said to the judge asked me, Mr. Magsino, what is your comment on that? And I said to the judge, sir, this is an EU law. What we are dealing now is under an EU regime. It's not a human rights aspect yet. There's this court today, I said to the judge, is about bail. This is not a court or a province or a territory where this honorable court has the power to decide on the merits of the human right aspect. This is wrong. This is not the court for this. There are court for the human right aspect to be decided. And under the EU law, a person who is an extended family member of an EU national, under the Citizens Directive of 2004, there is no requirement for an extended family member to have a prior lawful residency in the UK. So what I mean in Tagalog is, kahit overstayer po yan, ma'am or sir, hindi po yan requirement ng EU law. As long as na mapatunayan lang ng isang tao, ng kliyente ko, na siya ay may genuine and subsisting relationship with an EU national, that will suffice. Her application cannot be refused simply because she is an overstayer. The judge said, I agree with you, Mr. Magsino. I will release your client because I believe that your client has been unlawfully detained. Goodbye. Natutuwa ako dahil, you have to fight for these people. Because sometimes when injustice arises, when there is an unlawful and premature arrest to our kababayan, diyan ako nanggigigil. Diyan ako naiinis kasi minsan ang mga Pilipino hindi lumalaban. Hindi tayo mahilig makipagdebate. Hindi tayo mahilig tumayo sa ating karapatan. But I learned from this country that if you are going to have a better life, if you are going to have a good standing in our society, I'm not saying na maging bastos ka o maging balasubas. Pero yung nasa tama at nasa lugar. Tapos, some people are taking advantage of our vulnerability. Diyan ako naiinis. And I'm just so thankful from the Lord, of course, to give me the opportunity and the wisdom to fight for our kababayan. I hope may pasa nyo ito sa mga ibang taong pwedeng matulungan. Maraming salamat. Bye!